Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at Melbourne Tullamarine International Airport. I'm just walking over here to Terminal 1 or the Qantas terminal. Today I'm going to be flying from here in Melbourne up to Darwin in the Northern Territory with a stopover in Sydney, and today's video will be about the journey to Sydney. Believe it or not, considering I'm going to the Qantas terminal, I'm going to be flying Qantas today on a 737 from Melbourne to Sydney. So let's go over here and find the check-in. Terminal 1 is used by Qantas only, and Terminal 4 is where you'll find most other airlines except for Virgin, who use Terminal 3. Here with Qantas, unless you have like Qantas Club or business class or status with Qantas, you'll be using the self-check-in kiosks, which are just here. I don't like them very much, and I know a lot of people that also dislike them, since you have to check in online and you can't reprint your boarding pass or anything here. The only thing that they're actually good for is printing your baggage tags, and then there's self-bag drop over there. So let's go over here and check in. Bag drop has been completed. It does what it's meant to do. I just don't like that you can't reprint boarding passes or check in there, but it does a good job of what it was built for. Okay, so check-in now completed, or bag drop completed. So now let's go over here and head through security. As you can see, the Qantas have a tendency to cancel flights to Sydney, so I'm grateful mine isn't cancelled, because according to some stats I saw in the news recently, 8% of Qantas flights from Melbourne to Sydney are cancelled. Anyways, I just noticed for some reason they're they're weighing the bags here prior to security. Haven't seen that with Qantas before. Security now completed. As you can see here, they are still, I don't know how long it's been, maybe a year almost now, where they've been doing renovations in there. It looks like it's going to be nice from the concept photos I've seen, and they've actually done a nice job of making the wall look all right. As you can see here, the Qantas lounge is this way, which is where I'm going to head, but my gate for today is gate 1, which is down that way. A lot of the regional flights go from that end of the terminal, as well as the wide-body Qantas flights. Not all of them, so make sure to check the board, but that's just generally speaking. Security, by the way, was all right. It does the job, but it's nothing special, and you do have to take most things out. Anyways, let's check out the Qantas Club here in Melbourne. You have access to the Qantas Club with One Word Sapphire, or Qantas Club, or Qantas Gold, which is the same as One Word Sapphire. And you have access to the Qantas Business Lounge if you're travelling in business class, or you have Platinum or Platinum 1 or One World Emerald. Welcome to the Melbourne Airport Qantas Club. This is one of the newly renovated lounges. Not many of them have been renovated, but this is actually probably the nicest looking lounge. It doesn't have tarmac views, however, unless you're in the business section of the lounge. What it does have though is a lot of seating, which is clearly needed. It's a long weekend here, so there's a lot of people here. Now let's have a quick look at the food selection. So you have some fruits here. Apple and orange juice, it would appear. As well as some cordials. And iced tea. There's also some corn chips and dips and other stuff here. looks to be a soup, as well as some rice. It might be like a curry soup or something like that. Some bread rolls here. Little bread thingies, I don't know what they're called. This is more soup, but just a proper soup this time. Over here you have some stuff to make a salad. There's some toasters as well to toast your toast. That is just over here. There's a few different types. And then there's this little lemon yogurt slice thing here. I think that's what it is anyway. And that's really about it, other than some cheese platter type stuff here. And just some little lollies. Overall, I'd say that the offerings here at the Qantas Club are actually pretty good. I feel like it's actually a little bit better than when I came here last, which was a while ago. However, it's still not particularly impressive, but it's not bad at all nonetheless. There's also barista coffee over there, and I think you can get alcoholic beverages as well past 12 p.m. The staff just came around handing out hot dogs, which is very nice. All right, I've finished up here at the Qantas Club here in Melbourne. Now going to head down to watch our plane land and then to the gate. We're actually originally meant to be boarding 5 minutes ago, but there's been a delay of originally 40 minutes and now only 20 minutes, but I think it's going to be more than that. So I guess we'll see what happens. This is the kind of view that you'll get if you're in the business section of the lounge. If you ask me, it's absolutely beautiful. Here's the concept or part of the concept for the new food court area. Looks like it's going to be nice when it actually finishes. By the way, to summarise my time in the lounge, it was really good. It was better than what I was expecting, and I don't expect anything more from Qantas. However, it is a premium airline, it's meant to be. Not sure if I feel like it's that premium at the moment, but it's a really good lounge. It's not the best lounge, but it certainly does the job, and there's lots of good food offerings, lots of places to sit, though it did get very busy. So I actually struggled to find somewhere to sit, and the only issue is there's no natural lighting really. But as I said, overall, it's a great lounge. Forgot to mention I also got the friendly but busy lounge staff to print my boarding pass all the way through to Darwin. Let's go up here and watch some planes, including our plane, which should be landing on runway 27 shortly. Here's my plane for today. Excuse me, sorry, is this QF 472? Because it says 478 up there.
We're doing 478. You're on 472.
Yeah, because it said it was... Oh, I'm at the wrong gate, sorry. So that wasn't our plane for today. We're actually at gate 4 now, so there's been a last minute gate change, therefore a plane change. Not sure why. It actually is on my boarding pass when I got it reprinted just before I left the lounge. I just didn't notice it, but it definitely was originally gate 1. So I went there and noticed it was 478, and so they've changed the gate. It wasn't an announcement as far as I'm aware though. So here's our gate. It looks like we're already boarding. So let's check out our plane for today and then hop on board. Here's my actual plane for today. We have a terrible gate where the gate is blocking it, the view, which is very annoying. I don't even know why they bother having windows, I guess for lighting. My plane for today is Victor Hotel, X-Ray Zulu November. This aircraft is named Wagga Wagga, and it was delivered brand new to Qantas also in 2014. And
Can I go to that? Thank you.
it's been about 3 minutes since we started boarding, but apparently we're in final call, so I can't finish my recording. But yeah, this is VH-XZN. It was delivered to Qantas in 2014. and it's still also in the new livery.
Good evening.
Welcome on board the Qantas 737-800. There's 12 business class seats in a 2-2 layout and 162 more in economy in a 3-3 layout. That's my seat for today, 5F.
Have you with us. Please place laptops and large bags in the overhead lockers and smaller bags under the seat in front of you. If you're seated in the emergency exit rows or row 1 of the business cabin, all baggage needs to be in the overhead lockers. Our delayed departure has caused any inconvenience to you. Most customers with connections will be monitoring those throughout the flight.
Okay, so here's my view for today in 5F. Now let's go through the seat features. I must say one thing I'm not a fan of when flying Qantas is they are so strict with boarding. They only give you about 5 minutes and I just find it very stressful. Anyways, now let's go through the seat features. Legroom on this aircraft is very average. It's 76 centimetres or 30 inches, which is the least I'd expect from a full service carrier. Even Bonza does a little bit better, and so does Rex and Virgin. Here in the seat back pocket you have the Qantas safety card, as well as a sick bag and magazine. There's a personal IFE here with some little controls here. I'll go through this in detail a little bit later. There's also a USB port here, and here's the tray table. It's stiff. You can pull it down here and pull it back a long way, but you can't fold it. There's a little cup slot and it's mostly clean. There's also a universal power socket, which I'll show on screen now, which is very, very much appreciated. There's also a headrest, which is extremely stiff, but adjustable and comfy. So overall, oh, and also, can't forget, there's double seat back padding.
Yes, and you can do
The seat features on this aircraft, aside from the legroom, is the best you get in Australia. It's, except for maybe the A330-300, which is rare to get. It's a really, really good seat product. However, I do wish they had more legroom. But overall, it's really good from a premium airline like Qantas.
Give us your attention for the next few minutes to make your journey a safe one, as we take a journey through 100 years of innovation and Australian spirit.
This here's an Admiral 504 runway, made from timber and canvas. You're flying on a Qantas Boeing 737. Sounds a bit flashier than this, old girl.
In the 1930s, Qantas are world leaders in aviation innovation, with fully enclosed cabins and even seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the clasp into the buckle and tighten by pulling the strap. You can undo your seatbelt by lifting the flap. Keep it done up low and tight during takeoff, landing, and whenever the seatbelt sign is on. That includes infants and children.
Welcome to Australia. Take a moment to locate your exit as the cabin crew point them out. It might be behind you. To remember your nearest exit, count the number of rows between you and that exit. Lights will guide you to your exits. Your crew members are pointing them out now. Welcome to the 1970s, when Qantas first introduced business class.
Before you get underway, make sure all your bags are in the overhead locker or under the seat in front of you.
Smoking isn't allowed on Qantas flights anymore. It's on your safety card, also in your seat pocket.
Your crew are here to help, so please follow their instructions at all times.
Whether you're starting your journey or heading home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing respect to each other and our crew. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your support.
And thank you for your attention. Have a great flight.
After a speedy taxi, it's now almost our turn for takeoff.
Whenever you're seated. Please remain in your seat as much as possible and do not change seats. Today you're travelling on one of our Wi-Fi enabled aircraft. To ensure an enjoyable flight for everyone, please switch your device to silent and refrain from making voice and video calls. Shortly I'll play a video that explains how our Wi-Fi system works. If you're in the main cabin between rows 4 and 30,
Cabin crew coming out for headphones.
To the rear of the aircraft. Once again, it's a pleasure having you on board.
Shows and audio. Get started with these easy steps. Enable aeroplane mode on Apple products or flight mode if you use Android.
Medium chicken croquettes with a selection of cold drinks, and we'll also be offering complimentary wine and beer, soft drinks and water.
Yeah, sure. What are the options?
Chicken croquettes.
Thank you. Now just climbing through 33,000 feet. The friendly cabin crew, they're actually very friendly, just came around to give out the refreshment service. Now I was expecting, if I remember, I'll put something on the screen now showing what I was expecting. It's like a pretzel thing that I get almost every evening flight on Qantas. The last time I got something like this was probably when I flew to Newcastle a couple of years ago, but there's actually like a mini hot refreshment. So these are Mediterranean chicken croquettes. They look nice, but I'll let you know how it tastes. Feels like we're leveling off, probably at 33 or 34,000 feet. The vegetarian option, I'm pretty sure, was zucchini and corn cake, or something along those lines. I did ask just out of interest. There's also water that you could get on request. And just here I got a mineral water. There was also the option of wine, beer and some other soft drinks. Overall, from a premium full-service airline like Qantas, this is what I would expect from them. I do kind of wish that they bring back the pre-COVID Melbourne to Sydney service of a light hot meal, like bigger than this, like a mini curry or something like that, and rice crackers, but this is certainly an improvement and what I would expect from Qantas. Still now at our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, the man in front of me asked for coffee from the cabin crew, and they very kindly opted to brew some, so I think that's nice. And anyways, let's have a look at the in-flight entertainment. As you can see here, we don't have a long now, it's a very quick flight. It's not exactly responsive, but it's also not the oldest version of the Qantas entertainment system. let's have a look at English movies. So as you can see, there's certainly a few movies to choose from. However, I wouldn't say that there's a large selection, but for a 1 hour flight, it's enough. And I think there's probably movies in some other languages. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. But yeah, it's not the most impressive in-flight entertainment system, but it definitely does the job, and I can't really complain all too much for a 1 hour flight. However, my next flight to Darwin is 4 hours, in which case you might start to get a bit bored, but thankfully there's free Wi-Fi on all Qantas Boeing 737 domestic flights. At least there's meant to be, sometimes it doesn't work. Today isn't one of those occasions, thankfully. However, it is being temperamental. It temporarily disconnected, as I'll show on screen now, but they advertise it as fast Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi, it's not really slow by airplane standards, but I'm not sure that it's fast. But yeah, let's just have a very quick look at the map. Here you go. The map is non-interactive, and it's not the greatest, but it does the job, and you can have a look at the information on here as well. Looks like we've actually started our descent. Also, to summarise the meal, the croquettes were nice, but not particularly good. However, some people might like them more than others. I found them to be just good, but nothing particularly special. However, I do like the fact that you do at least get croquettes, as opposed to just some pretzels and sauce. So that's certainly a minor but noticeable improvement from Qantas that I'm happy with. And the mineral water slash sparkling water was mineral slash sparkling water. Anyways, overall it's been a nice, except for the rushing on the ground, an enjoyable experience with Qantas. And I'll conclude the rest of today's trip report in a few minutes. The cabin crew were just asked by the captain to prepare the cabin for landing. As far as I'm aware, that's the only thing we've heard from the captain today, but because it's a short and busy flight.
Continuing on an international flight, please make your way to gate lounge number 15 for bus transfers to the international terminal. For customers continuing on a Qantas or Qantas-linked domestic flight, please check the screens in the terminal to confirm your departure gate and make your way to the gate for boarding. For Jetstar domestic flights, you will need to collect your bags and make your way to Terminal 2. The crew are now preparing the cabin for landing, so please return to your allocated seat. It's now time to put all laptops and large electronic devices away. Please remove all cables from the seatback charging ports. And if you're in the seat with the in-arm entertainment screen, make sure it's put away for landing. Those customers transferring to Honolulu on the 103.
I wish.
You're leaving from gate 9 at the international terminal. So on arrival, proceed to gate 15 for bus transfers to the international terminal. Customers and crew must now be seated with their seatbelts firmly fastened.
Alright, so we're not far from Sydney now. We should be landing in about just under 10 minutes, I believe. In the end, only about 15 minutes late, which isn't too bad. By the way, stay tuned for the Darwin trip report, if it isn't already out, which I actually think it probably will be. Delayed on that flight as well, which is both a good and a bad thing. Anyways, I think now's a good time to start concluding today's trip report. My journey today started at Melbourne Tullamarine International Airport, where I found myself at Terminal 1. I unfortunately couldn't check in there, I had to check in online, which I did do. I then printed my bag tags and dropped my bag. It's a bit annoying that you can't check in or print your boarding pass there, but oh well, the machines still do what they were meant to do, so that's good at least. So after dropping my bags, I went through security, which was quite busy and not very automated. just experiencing a little bit of turbulence, probably going through cloud level. Landing lights are on. As I was saying, after we got through security, we went to the Qantas Club. The food there was surprisingly good. I wouldn't say that the selection was amazing or the food was amazing, but it was all around just really good. Also, there was a large selection of drinks there, more than I actually expected, which was very nice. It included some abnormal things, such as iced tea. I thought I had about 20 minutes after leaving the lounge, so I could go and take a video of what I thought was our plane landing. I didn't notice when I got my boarding pass reprinted prior to leaving the lounge that my gate had been changed, and therefore my plane as well. So I was waiting at gate 1, and then I got a notification on my Qantas app saying that we had started boarding, and then I started to think about it, and I looked at the board. The board was wrong about, I thought the board was wrong about the flight number, but it turns out I was the one that was wrong. So I eventually made my way over there. They barely started boarding for more than 2 minutes when I got there, but I also had barely started recording for 2 minutes when they more or less yelled at me to get in the line and board. So you really only get 5 minutes to board with Qantas, which isn't ideal. So one of my biggest tips when flying Qantas would have to be at the gate before it says you need to start boarding. Anyways, once on board, I was greeted with a very nice seat and an IFE, which a lot of Qantas's newer 737s are equipped with. The other ones are still equipped with Wi-Fi and a device holder. However, I don't think they're equipped with the universal power socket either. So overall, the seat features were absolutely amazing here on board Qantas. The legroom not so much, but it's something you can deal with for a 1 hour flight. The food was also really good, but not amazing. I was happy to see that they're slowly but surely improving. However, I must say I was kind of expecting a little Lynch chocolate or something, considering last time I flew between Sydney and Melbourne just a few months ago, I got a panini and a chocolate, which is what I would have expected from this flight as well. Anyways, not a big deal, and we're going to arrive, as I mentioned earlier, in Sydney about 15 minutes late. My overall conclusion would be it was a really good flight, but it wasn't amazing. As for prices on this route, Jetstar starts from about $70, this is all not on sale. Virgin and Rex are anywhere from a Virgin Light fare from $79, a Rex promo fare, which includes baggage and stuff, from $79 also, all the way up to $99 for both of those, and I think a Virgin Choice fare is generally $10 to $20 more. Qantas is practically always $149 plus on this route, which is very expensive. I'll be honest, for a 1 hour flight from Melbourne to Sydney, it's not worth paying an extra $60 or so to fly Qantas over at Rex. However, if you're more of a last minute booker or Qantas's time suit you, it is worth paying an extra $20 or something to fly Qantas. Anyways, I'll leave the rest up to you. It's very dark out there since I think we're flying over the bay and landing on runway 34 left or right. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the approach. Not that you can see a whole lot out there.
Welcome to Sydney. Qantas would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land. We would also like to pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. The local time is 6:56. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. As always, smoking, vaping and the use of e-cigarettes is not permitted while disembarking or throughout the terminal. Please take care when opening the overhead lockers, as baggage may have moved and could fall out. Before leaving entry, check your seat and seat pocket for any personal items and take any used masks and wipes with you. If you're choosing to fly with us, if you are visiting Sydney, we hope you enjoy your stay. And of course, those returning, welcome home.
Bye-bye. Alrighty then, welcome to Sydney. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be very much appreciated, but it's not necessary nor expected, but if you'd like, it'd help me out a little bit. Also check out my website if you like at aviation763.com for information on upcoming flights and easier navigation to certain airlines trip reports. Also check out my Instagram if you like, where I did live updates of today's flight and many others. I also do some little clips of my destination there. That's at aviation763_, so check that out if you like. Also last but most certainly not least, thank you to all my incredible Patreons who help to make these videos possible. Your support is so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without you. So thanks to them. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one.
Welcome to Sydney. Qantas would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land.